104.1 KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here.
Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wife! I am a wife!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. and
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Good morning.
Good morning, Houston, Texas. It is Friday, August the 18th of 2023 with the whole gang, Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam and Ahmad somewhere back there swimming around. And it's Friday, yay. He's like swimming around back there looking for some coffee.
Jacuzzi? What, we got a pool back there now?
No.
That'd be nice.
It's like, just
tell
keep
me about
swimming.
that one.
It's like we're in a fishbowl. It's It's 6:02 a.m., gang, and it's finally it's the first Friday of the first week of school for more kids than the last week, that's for sure. And I think by next Friday, is HISD going to get to go to school or what? Like, I feel so bad.
2 more weeks, right?
The
Yeah, the
no, I just
28th.
feel like it's upside down and crazy with all the things with the new superintendent and like the meetings they're having and the things, and they're trying to place teachers. And
Well, yeah, there were a lot of changes made. HISD's central office went from 10,000 people to 7,800. So like 672 people lost their positions. It's like a staffing nightmare right now.
It's, yeah. So happy Friday, friends. I want to give a little shout out to my nephew. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Panayote. I love you so much from the Arula.
Come on, Sam, do
Because
it.
he wakes up really early.
I don't know how to say that name.
I know.
Just do the happy birthday part.
And then just
You never
Panos.
say
Say
people's
Panos.
names. It's
Panos?
Panos.
Panos.
Panos. Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, happy birthday, Panos.
I don't think he wants that.
Sounds pretty good.
He graduated
Creepy,
from
but-
tech. He's got his first job, and it's his birthday. He's the one child in my family that, of all the grandchildren in my family that were born from my mom and dad, he was the one, since it's August 18th, it was the 1 year of my adult life that I had gone to Greece with my mom and dad and my sister and my brother. So here in Houston, only my one sister was here for this brother's child's birth. And we always thought that, like, wow, it's so strange, Panayati. Like, there was nobody in town when you were born. Because it's a strange thing for us. You know, usually somebody's going into labor. Everyone's like, oh my gosh. So fun. Anyway, so happy birthday, Panayati. We love you. Okay, let's get to Ryan's Roses and we'll get the show started. What happened yesterday? Here we go.
Monday morning, 7:20, we'll try and get you an update with James, find out how the weekend went.
I just need to give a little shout out to the restaurant Taste of Texas. Do you know why? Because my husband purchased in their little gift shop cinnamon ground coffee. Do you know this? Remember this, Special K and Eric, when we went? They have cinnamon coffee.
I remember the ice cream.
Oh my God, the cinnamon coffee is making my life right now. Because my husband brewed it last night and I haven't had it in a while. I was like, oh, that's a little secret surprise I forgot about. That you can have cinnamon delicious coffee.
It's
You go into the
reminiscent
gift shop.
of Mexican coffee.
Yes, without all the work I had to do. I just had to he would just put the grounds in the thing, and I'm just.
I think we need to
cheers
have our
Friday.
Roula and Ryan family meeting there. We haven't done that in a long time since our Christmas party.
Yeah, you guys. Oh, and Eric, you and I went to go see the Alamo Doors.
Yep. I mean, as a group, though. We can all go.
Did you see him?
Ryan, you can make it this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. If you don't know about the Taste of Texas, it's basically a Texas history museum. It's awesome. And they have cinnamon coffee. Okay. Coming up today, the summer of 2023 continues, guys, at 8:20, 1:20, and 5:20. Become a finalist for $10,000. Coming up next in Celebrity Scoop, I like these kinds of stories because it's kind of like, oh, yeah, I forgot when that happened. It's like the biggest goof-ups in the history of showbiz, like bad decisions. Like who passed on Breaking Bad because they thought that show was going to suck. All these networks, you know, they try and sell them.
And they
It's
carry
kinda
that
cool.
with
It's
them the rest of their lives. Oh, my
they're like,
God, that could have been
remember when
me.
You gave you that chance to have that show. And you
Could have had
said
the
it
Roula and
sucked.
Ryan show, but no.
Exactly. Here's your weather for today.
It's the same. It's going to be in the hundreds again. Y'all, are you following this tropical depression that's happening? They're saying that...
I'd rather not breathe life into those
I know.
words.
They're keeping an eye on the Gulf of Mexico for a possible cyclone formation next week. But
Cyclone. We're doing like a cyclone. No, I need some rain.
I knew I should have turned your mic off.
rain is one thing. A cyclone, we don't want that. Right now, it's 81 degrees at 612 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Movies, music, TV, and all things Hollywood.
Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
On KRBE.
It is brought to you by Innovative Lasers of Houston. RollingStone.com has a big article that you could spend a lot of time reading today and acting like you're working on a Friday, but you're not. It is the 50 biggest blunders in television history.
Bad decisions made by executives.
Yeah, because you got to think, for a television show to get a green light, it's a bunch of suits that have to decide, we think this is going to be good. Like, we think this is a great idea.
Is it literally jumping the shark?
Actually, you know what? That's probably all in the 50, Kevin, because for those that don't realize, jumping the shark is a phrase used in television when it's a bad decision for how the show's going to go. Like, this is a stupid storyline, or we jumped the shark because there was a show in the 70s, I guess. It was called Happy Days. I don't know if it was 70s or just 80s.
Like, the show was kind of fun and it was normal, and then they tried to kick it up to the next level, and the man, literally, the main character, on
in a
water
leather
skis.
jacket. On water skis.
On water skis and a leather jacket, jumped over a shark.
Like Scandal. First two seasons of Scandal were amazing, and they're still good. But then they kind of jumped the shark. They got two, and with the shadow governments and all this other stuff. Revenge was the same. That was a great show. The first two seasons, they actually got revenge, and then it got too deep.
I think a great way to describe it.
And then lost me for a third season, and then brought me back.
I think what it is, it's when a show goes overboard, just too much.
Or just maybe they're just, I don't know, grasping at straws. I don't know. But here are some of the worst decisions in TV history. And one of these is new to me. I did not realize this. In the 1994-95 season of Saturday Night Live, the ratings were tanking and they were getting grilled in the press. And this is before social media. So you really did live and die by like what TV Guide said or like all these other papers. And they just, what's his name? Lauren Michaels decided to clean house and get a new cast. And who did he fire? He fired, Jay Moore, Chris Elliott, Ellen Cleghorn, Adam Sandler, and Chris Farley. He fired them.
Stupid.
Because he said, we just got to get a whole new cast in here, some new faces. We got to shake this thing up and wake this thing up. And Chris and Adam make too much money.
Nah.
I did not realize they were fired from Saturday Night Live. I thought they left.
No, Chris Farley, I thought he came back, though.
He came back to host in 97.
Okay.
And then Adam Sandler came back to host 5 years ago or something?
I didn't know Chris Farley was fired.
I didn't know either. I did not know he was
fired. I thought he just left to go on and do movies.
Yeah, same.
And you only did a few movies, though.
Tommy Boy, Black Sheep, what is that, Ninja, Beverly Hills
Matthew
Ninja?
Perry. Yeah, Matthew Perry and him were like explorers from in the 1800s. Mm-hmm. Like Lewis and Clark or something like that.
NBC is credited with a lot of the blunders. Another Saturday Night Live blunder, which is number 4 on the list, is when they fired Norm Macdonald from Saturday Night Live because he was telling O.J. Simpson jokes. The reason he was fired is because an NBC executive named Don Ohlmeyer was friends with O.J. Simpson.
Yeah, he couldn't stand him.
What?
I remember this. I read the SNL book. Don Ohlmeyer was really good friends with O.J. Mm-hmm. He could not stand it. Norm Macdonald's like, this suit is sucking up to a murderer.
Oh,
yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Much. Norm was awkward, though.
He was.
Oh, he was so good at that role. He was good doing the
to
news.
do the weekend update.
May
His dry
he rest
humor
in
and
peace.
pausing was good. Okay, HBO, the network TNT, and Showtime. Oh, and FX. Sorry, it was 4, not 3. All turned down Breaking Bad.
Crazy.
Before AMC picked it up because they just didn't.
But when they turn it down, do you have the cast attached to it at that point? Like, in other words, you don't know. If you don't have Bryan Cranston attached to the project, you don't have all the players in place.
And how many scripts were there? Because most of us say you got to get through the first 5 hours. The first 5, it's good, but after like 6th episode, you're hooked for life.
Yeah, it's a slow burn in the beginning, but it's good.
The 6th episode.
But you have to invest 5 episodes in because sometimes people get grossed out. There's, I think, a scene. I think, Kevin, did you try watching it? I know my sister-in-law watched it. There's a scene with a bathtub full of
Oh, human remains. Yeah.
Yeah, it just grosses a lot of people out.
Ew.
Well, the thing is, I wonder
Ew.
also,
Ew.
in today's ADD world where we've got to have, everything like now, everybody's got the attention span of a goldfish. Would people even have the patience to make it through something like that now?
I didn't. That's why I couldn't get into it.
I couldn't get into it, Sam. It was just too slow for me. And I like a slow burn, but 5 episodes?
Oh, my God.
Try
It
to
gets
get
so
try to
crazy.
get him on.
Yeah.
I guarantee you'll
sorry
love it.
Try
Okay,
watching
I
again.
plan on it. I mean, everybody
gets so
talks
good.
about it like it's amazing. I got to give it another try.
It really is.
Another skip over blunder in television history. Fox passed on The Sopranos, and that's how HBO got it.
I don't think
It was
that's a
considered one of the
blunder.
most influential TV series of all time.
You could have done that on regular TV. If it
Yeah,
had
can you
to
imagine
abide
if it
by
had
that.
to be on Fox with no cursing and no
And commercials?
Yeah, they always say things like, you ain't got the stones. they can't even say, hey, you got no balls. They can't say that.
NBC is also in the top 10 for that entire debacle with Jay Leno and Conan O'Brien in the 9 o'clock hour of the Tonight Show versus the real Tonight Show at 10:30, which wasn't the Tonight Show because Conan's doing it versus Jay and all the chaos.
They ruined so
That's a
many
big
shows because of that.
Don't forget
Really bad.
when they supersized like Friends an extra 15 minutes. I mean, that
But
screws
really,
us
it
for
was
like
just commercials.
for reruns though. It screws you because they take
It really does.
and
you
they
skip
didn't.
what? What is the scene? Can you think of one off the top of your head, Eric, of like one of the supersized episodes? You're like, hey, they skipped that part. They're not showing that.
I need
on
to go
the
back and
repeats.
watch the. Usually I
I've
just watch
noticed it on
TBS.
some, but I can't remember which one.
On Peacock, though, you get the full episodes.
Is it
I'm
Peacock
not
they're
gonna
on,
hit
or is it
Peacock.
Max?
They're on
for
Max.
Friends? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They're on Max. They're on Peacock. Okay. Number 49 on the list. I'm going to bring Ahmad to the table on this. I know Kevin and Ahmad liked enough of the America's Top Model episodes, but I wonder which one of you remembers when America's Top Model asks the contestants to swap ethnicities.
Oh my gosh, that was something that was just so unhinged. I mean, they
What does that
made
mean? Like
they swapped
In
races. Like,
2005,
yeah, go ahead.
They swapped
Rula.
races.
Yeah, so
it just I'm going to read
Blackface?
the way it says here.
Yes.
And it
No,
says,
they were doing blackface.
some of the white
remember that.
models
Yes.
wore blackface. But tell us what you saw, Ahmad, because it has a whole article here about it. What do you remember from that episode?
So I remember like they made a Caucasian girl black, they made an Asian girl black, they made certain people Native American. And I remember reading an article, I can't remember her name, but the Asian woman, she was like, I remember sitting in the makeup chair like, you guys are putting me in blackface. I don't know what's going on
this
right
is
now.
not going to sit
Sketch.
well.
Yeah, but
in
they
history.
still went ahead with it. Tyra Banks always does the craziest things
That's
on that
true,
show. Like
yeah.
the makeovers are always extreme. Like she'll be like, "Oh, I love your long blonde hair. Let's give you a buzz cut." Like she would
Right?
just do the
Yeah.
craziest things.
And you see
on that
these girls
show.
crying. They're
Yes.
like, no, my daughter will love that show.
Oh, me
She
and my mom
watched
ate
it.
that up. We loved that.
did
show.
anybody make it? Did anyone make it famous, like a top model?
So I want to say one of them, her name's Yaya. She's doing decent in acting. She's on like Chicago Med. But as far as models from that show, no, I know a couple.
The only name I
OnlyFans
really know,
models
do you
from
remember
I don't know.
Adrienne Curry? Because then she went on to do the Surreal Life, and then she did that
yeah.
I Married a
She married-
Brady.
Brady, yeah.
This was in 2005, right in the very, very primitive era of social media when really most people didn't even know that. I mean, some people, you go back to Facebook in 2007 and you were one of the early birds that jumped on if you weren't in college because they had it before that. And Tyra Banks still defends that to this day. I want to be very clear. I in no way put my top models in blackface. I'm a black woman and I'm proud. I love my people and the struggle that we have gone through continues. And the last thing that I would ever do is be a part of something that degraded my race. Well,
I think in their way they were
you
trying
said
to.
they were in blackface, right?
I think they were trying to.
No, they were definitely in blackface.
Yeah, but I think they were trying to like do an anti-racist thing by using that as an example. They were trying to say, look at the struggles and the strife that you have to overcome.
Great message, wrong vehicle.
Execution.
That's
Yes.
a good way to put
Yes.
it. Yeah. That is.
So if you want to entertain yourself today, go to rollingstone.com. There's 50 of the biggest blunders and mistakes and worst decisions in television history.
And how many of those pinheads are still in their jobs? I bet you a lot.
I know,
Yep.
because I don't know their names. So
I'm just saying, we make mistakes like that. We lose our job. The billionaires, it's okay.
It's a write-off.
Yep.
it's a write-off. All right, coming up next, guys, we're going to open the phones. It's Open Phone Friday. 713-390. KRBE is our phone number. Whatever's on your mind, you have some questions for us, things you don't really usually can find the answers to, or you're just curious or quandary, or want to get it's first week of school for a lot of people.
You could talk about
It's their first time
anything.
listening.
Yeah.
A lot of times people move here and this is their first week and they just tune in and go, what's 104.1? What is this? Who are these sexy people?
Or it's your first
call
time
and find
listening
out.
after 3 months because the last time you were up this early was because of school. And so anyway, 713-390-KRBE. It's the Roula and Ryan Show. We'll talk to you next.
104.1 KRBE. Back to the Roula and Ryan Show.
It's called Open Phone Friday. You take over the airwaves. 713-390-KRBE.
Yeah, that's where you can just ask us anything, tell us about something going on in your life, or maybe you ask us questions about how to, help you out with some problem at work or school. Let's go to Adrian on line 1 because it's the first full week of school for some schools and others had a half week. Hi, Adrian. I already got some issues with the morning commute. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Yes, so if you are a parent, please watch the intersections. I live 3 blocks away from a school, and every single day it is a hassle trying to get in and out of the neighborhood because these parents don't pay attention and they block the intersections. Please, guys, let's do better as parents.
Good point.
That's a great point, Adrian, because people aren't. Yes, because there's that one lane in front of a school that's always packed, and you can't block the intersection because people need to get out of that street.
Yes.
Bravo, Adrian, for pointing that out. What do you
driveways
do
too, Roula, when you
yes.
my kid
Yes.
walks, and I feel bad for the neighborhood because all of our cars parked there, and sometimes you park and you don't give them enough space for the people that live there to back out. We just got to be considerate.
Oh, wait, one more thing I want to add to that, Adrian. I don't know if you've seen this or not, but I've seen this for years. It drives me crazy, so I'm going to say it again because it's 6:44 and maybe somewhere there's a crossing guard in the car getting ready, listening to us on earbuds or something. If you are a crossing guard for children, you are supposed
Uh-oh.
Oh, I just exited her out. That was me.
But she's going.
She's on a monologue,
You had
man.
one job.
Oh, no.
You had one job, Sam.
I know. Roula, if you can hear me, unmute your Zoom. I messed up. I'm so sorry, guys.
Just text her real quick. Go to the next caller and then we'll text her.
I'm so sorry, Adrian. Thank you for your
Hey, go to Emily on line 3.
Emily, okay. Can someone text
Let's help her
Roula?
out.
I'm trying to run the board, y'all. Hi, Emily. Welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show.
Hi. Yeah, so I'm just calling just to give a shout out to my boyfriend's restaurant. It's called Steamboat Bill's in Pearland, and they just really need the business now, with inflation going on. A lot of people are not going out to the restaurants as much now, and, ever since COVID, it's been really hard. So I just want to give a shout out to his restaurant.
Steamboat Bill's.
We need it.
In Pearland.
What kind of food is it?
It's Cajun food, but they do have some, American food, like chicken and chicken nuggets and, burgers, but it's mainly, Cajun, so...
We have a food reviewer on the show. We can send a mod out there since he knows Louisiana food.
He knows that cuisine.
Yeah.
Oh,
He can make or break a restaurant with his reviews. That's how powerful he
I got
is.
you now. I'm here.
Yes, of course.
Thanks, Sam.
So-
And see, I feel for. I was just reading this article about Houston and the pandemic and what it cost. I mean, local businesses and all the great restaurants that went away. I mean, just people moving out of Harris County caused $1.7 billion to go bye-bye in Harris County alone. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so, we've noticed so much, any restaurant you go to now, you just realize everyone's understaffed.
Oh, yeah.
It's just so hard to even, keep people, with good pay, and so it's just a lot going on in the restaurant industry.
Where's Steamboat Bill's located? What's across street?
Let me get it real quick. I have it on my map. Sorry.
Uh-oh. I threw you on the spot. It's
Good
in
job,
Pearland.
Brian.
It's in Pearland. That's
We should do this once.
Oh, okay.
We should
I got it right here.
Go ahead, do it.
It's going to be 1134 North Main Street, Pearland. So that's going to be that.
It's right on Main Street. Okay.
All right. Steamboat Bob's or Bill's?
Steamboat Bill.
Bill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Steamboat
I mean, we
Bill's.
love giving local
they're
businesses.
known in Louisiana. They were they started in Louisiana, and this is the first restaurant that they had here in Pearland. So when they opened, they were like, wow, it was amazing. But then COVID and inflation, it just got really bad.
I'm sorry.
Emily, can I ask a question real quick? Is that the place when you come off the freeway, and I think it's like the main road, it's an outdoor like bar that has a huge patio, and then there's a restaurant to the back? Is that where you're talking about?
Yes,
close to the freeway?
Yes, that's the one.
I pass it all the time when I go to Pearland.
On 35.
Yes. Every time I come off the freeway, I pass right by it. Shout out to you guys, and I hope it gets better. Thank you so much for calling our show.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
All right, sweetie, take care.
We should
Sorry,
do that
I got
once a
cut
week.
off in the middle of my thing.
I love shout outs to mom and pop businesses, especially
Or
restaurants.
we're like a flash mob where we say, let's all go there for lunch that day. Make some money for people, and pick a restaurant.
Well, I wouldn't call it a flash mob because they're like, what the hell is happening? Did a giant tour bus just show up? Do we have enough staff for this?
Breaking into spontaneous dance.
Okay, I'm going to go a little lower on my mic to give you my rant real quick. If you are a crossing guard, is what I was saying when I got cut off. Please do not go into the intersection with the children and your stop sign. The whole point of being a crossing guard is you have the stop sign so that in case a car is not paying attention, they see your stop sign. Then you call the children to cross. It drives me bonkers when I see people holding a stop sign with like a trail of 10 kids. I'm thinking, you're all going to go down like dominoes if there's a car not paying attention.
Why wouldn't you want the crossing guard with the stop sign standing in the middle of the street?
You want the crossing guard first, Ryan, and then she calls or he calls the kids. But I've seen people go out with the kids and the sign. Anyway, it drives me
Talk to Kim on line 6.
Bananas.
She's
Hi,
got
Kim.
a problem a lot of people deal with.
It's Open Phone Friday here on the Roula and Ryan Show, 713-390-KRBE. Hello. Good morning, Kim.
Hello.
Hey,
Good morning.
Kim. Good morning. So what is your problem?
Okay, so I'm a
non-confrontational.
I don't confront people.
Yeah.
I don't confront people that often, but I have a coworker of mine, and she came in this morning, and oh my God, her odor on her was just horrendous, and I just don't know what to say. I mean, like, I don't want to hurt her feelings because she's a very sensitive person, but at the same time, you don't want to have people say something behind her back. So I'm like trying to figure out a way, like, what can I say to her, like to, like not try to hurt her feelings,
is
but
it
at the same time.
Is it BO or smoke or what?
It smells like rat. I mean, like she probably has animals or something, and it just like comes off on her. And I don't know if I started to ask her if does she have any bath products, but I didn't want to hurt her feelings or anything like that. But at the same time, I don't want her to get made fun of either. So
I just hear a cat.
Do you have to sit next to her? I missed the part how close you are to her.
No. I mean, I work in a major hotel, and so I was leaving, and she was coming in.
See, so you're not the only one that has smelled her, though. There's no way you're the only one that has smelled her. The question
I have asked another coworker about it. I was like, maybe it was just me. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was just.
And they're like, no, it's not just
stuff,
you. She smells.
But I had
just tell the boss.
Another coworker,
tell the boss to do it.
Did she smell it as well?
Yeah, that's a no-win scenario for you. I would talk to maybe HR and see if they could approach her. That way, you're not the bad guy.
Because it's offensive and it's compromising your work environment when somebody has such a rank stank like that. That's not cool.
Because years ago on this show, behind the scenes, there was an intern or two that really didn't have the best hygiene, and we'd be like, "Oh dear God, who's gonna drop the bomb of truth on her?"
I think it was Roula.
I don't have a problem with that.
It got so bad. Remember, Kevin had to put it in our bylaws.
Oh, yeah. So
you must
and I had to let one of my coworkers know before, what I'm saying? I had to let them know, like, hey, I've had people talk about, your body odor.
I'm kind of scared to go to your hotel.
No, I'm just wondering, what is her job? Just real quick before we hang up, what is her position? What is her job? Is she dealing with people or she just deals with you?
Oh, she's a housekeeper. But she doesn't know how to...
That means when you go into your room, you're like, wait, what's that? What's happening over here?
So she cleans rooms, but not herself.
Oh, man, that's really rough. Okay, well, good luck on that. Tell your manager. Thank you so much for listening to the show. Let us know how that turns out. Y'all can text us at 37530. We got to cover this later in the show because we got some major group therapies come through on text. But right now, we got to do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Roula and Ryan Show on KRBE with what's going down in H-Town.
It is brought to you by Duncan. The STAR test results were released for elementary and middle school students in the HISD district. And according to Superintendent Mike Miles, we didn't do well. Nationally, 32% of fourth graders are at a reading level of are at the appropriate reading level. So
sounds like you're there too.
I was having a problem there.
Bless you.
So basically, only 32% of American children in the fourth grade are at the appropriate reading level. That's
No,
pretty
wait a second.
sad.
Hold on.
Today,
Is it American
Junior?
or just Texas? Is American or just
No,
Texas?
and I'm getting to Texas.
Okay,
It's
hold on. I want to make a
32%
point
in
before you even
America.
say the numbers. You know why?
This
Because
is
the
Houston.
fourth graders right now, who are they? They were the kindergartners when the world shut down. So their kindergarten and first grade year were totally compromised, and that was the beginnings of the ABCs. Keep going. What's the number for here?
So nationally, it's 32% of fourth graders. In Houston, it's only 19%. So
that's good.
Not good. Not good. Miles said
That's
that.
not good.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, not good.
No, that's not
I thought
good.
you said only 19% didn't do well, but you're saying
No.
Ryan's reading in your
19%.
math. Boy, I think we need to go back to HISD.
Or maybe not.
Maybe we do because right
I thought you
now,
said only 19% didn't do well, but his 19%
No.
did well.
only 19%.
Oh, God.
Dear God.
Moving on. This
all right.
is why we need to just dance around and watch cats scratch the mic during this segment because we'd be better off.
This is the one that's going to freak you out. Experts are keeping an eye on the Gulf of Mexico for possible cyclone formations next week. Houston area and Gulf Coast residents now look forward to several months of monitoring possible storms in the Gulf.
Why
The
does only
Atla-
Kevin have to care about that? We all live
Oh,
here.
he was
It's
really
gonna be hot
freaking
for
out about it
everybody.
before the show.
I
Atlantic
was not
hurricane
freaking
season.
out. I was applauding the rain.
Okay, the Atlantic hurricane season begins June 1st and does not end until November 30th, so we're in it right now. Oh, and by the way,
Well, on that note.
What's your prank call about?
Yeah, that's where I was going with that, Sam. I was like, what's coming up next?
I need
Special
to,
K?
I need to tap out.
Imagine finishing off your beautiful home. You just built it, and you find out that it's 7 inches over the property line.
the easement.
Oh,
Can we move it? We'll find out.
Oh, my God. The Special K prank call coming up next on the Roula and Ryan Show.